Bring the palms together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Angune name Chugangune name Sangune name Sitting Kurune name Angune name Chugangune name Satgune name Sitting Kurune name Angune name Chugangune name Satgune name Sitting Gurudeve name. Okay, good morning. Satnam. Let's just get this one over with, okay? Let's just do it. All right, left hand across the nipple line, right arm up, eyes at the tip of the nose. And then we're going to do something called breath of fire, which is an equal inhale and exhale through the nose. And steady goes it. Some of us are on the even day, which means you're on the left arm. And let's just work with a very steady breath. Equal inhale and exhale through the nose. The hand across the nipple line is palm up. The hand out, extended, is palm down. muscle fiber. Exhale. Inhale. Open up the fingers of the extended arm, squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, very good. All right, so we have this window, new moon yesterday, Uranus moving into Taurus, and which is a huge, as I just kind of like mentioned nonchalantly last night, it's a huge shift of an era. Because I was saying last night, 2011, 11. Where were you on 11/11/11? It was White Tantric Yoga here in Los Angeles. But so 11/11/11 to now, that's a huge, major shift huge. So then you kind of look at the shift of Uranus brings the future now. That's what Uranus does. That's the energy of the planet. So now we're going to look back on 2026. We're going to look back on this, where we were in 2018, and major cycle, major shift, because this cycle is going to take us out of this major kind of 26,000 year cycle, the Kali Yuga. Darkest kind of era of human history on the planet, and so. That we know of, that we remember. So this is kind of a big time that we've literally just entered as of yesterday. And I'll read you something because I totally hacked that quote yesterday. The Goethe quote. Does anybody know what it actually is? Will you look it up, Hudmanjot? It's like basically you're an idiot if you're not looking at history, but he says it a little more poetic than that. So, what's interesting about this? Well, the significance of Taurus in banking, the sign of the bull Taurus is always associated with banking. Have you noticed that? So this is because in the days of old before currency, cows and bulls were used in transactions. It's also no surprise that gold bars are known as gold bullion. So again, an echo of the sign of Taurus. And then, I don't know, when did Occupy Wall Street happen? Yeah, no, that's wrong. It happened after that. But I can't remember. I think it was around 2011. But okay, so this is the kind of the ruling power of Taurus is very kind of third dimension manifestation. So it rules banking, it rules currency, it rules transaction, it rules all of those kinds of things just in general. But then you put it in Uranus, you put Uranus going into Taurus, which is just what happened yesterday with that new moon. And you're going to be, we're going to be for the next 7 years seeing the whole kind of deconstruction of currency as we know it on all levels. So how we kind of trade in currency, meaning like what is our own currency, what we value, what we think is important, and also how we kind of move value through the time-space continuum. And so we have this kind of last little shudder of the peak oil wars over in the Middle East. So, that whole thing. So we're past peak oil. What is going to be the currency exchange now? Good answer. Water. 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 water, water, invest in water, desalinization of water. Just, since we're starting the Rama hedge fund, invest in technology around water. Just, you can thank me later. So Uranus and Taurus in history. So one of the things I just wanted to read you guys this because it's really good. We the cycle of time, if we start to look at it, you can utilize it rather than it utilizing you. So a lot of people feel like they don't have enough time, or there's just not enough time in the day, or, there's not enough time in the life, or there's, that we have a lot of time scarcity. But being able to actually look at the cosmology, which is what we did last week with the Pleiadian Agenda, that book. One of the reasons I like it is not because everything I think is exactly true or I believe everything. Somebody wrote something about in the Pleiadian Agenda it says this, but then in this other book Guru Jagat recommended it contradicts that. And I was laughing because the whole reason that we're, at the Institute this morning is so that we have enough agility and flexibility to see things in multiple perspectives simultaneously. That's what we're training for. That's what we're accomplishing here, is that you can simultaneously look at things in multiple perspectives. So this is Uranus and Taurus in history. So the last time it was in Taurus, 80 years ago, well, it was 1934, 1935, 1941, and 1942. So the Second World War, rationing of currency, replacement of normal currency, and the Wall Street crash of 1929. And then also we had the Banking Act in the United States in 1935 under Franklin Roosevelt. This is a little astro fact. Another interesting event is that the Monopoly game board was born in 1935 under Uranus in a Taurus with Jupiter and Scorpio, which is what's happening right now in 2018. And just consequently, they're updating the version of a Monopoly right now. So they're trying to, basically find a new kind of symbols and stuff to put out in the new Monopoly board. So, we're in a whole new, and why is this important for the end of the Kali Yuga and the shift of consciousness on the planet? Because the economies have been built calcified in the patriarchal structures. So they have to change in order for the whole consciousness of the planet to change, because the two heaviest things on the planet are sex and money. Sex and money, sex and money, sex and money. So if you can get free around money, if you get free around sex, then, you're enlightened, basically. And most people, one or the other trips them up. Even if they can kind of get one, in order, the other one starts to mess them up, So, a person who does not know the history of the last 3,000 years, I would put 26,000 years there, wanders in the darkness of ignorance, unable to make sense of reality around them. That's the quote. It's pretty good, right? So you got to look at these cycles of time. And what I was encouraging us to do last night is you start to look at the cycles of time in your personal life as well. But what will really kind of give you some perspective is, this Tonka over here is called the Kali chakra, and it's a visual representation of these huge cycles of time. And the kind of ability to see the wider perspective of these huge cycles of time. And when you start to kind of get a capacity to look at this, and this is why I'm into the Pleiadian Agenda, not because of the alien stuff, not because of the, all the talk about the universal orgasm, which is, I do like, but not because of any of that, but because it shows you a cosmology of a much bigger kind of galactic cosmology. And you start to see the way that time and space is moving, which could give you a perspective on your own personal problems and personal life that is much more expanded, and a perspective on what it takes to actually succeed that's much more expanded. Tara and I were talking about this morning. It's like, Tara is basically solely responsible for bringing yoga into the schools and has been at it for, 40 years. And Tara was saying to me me, people kept on asking me, like at 8, 9, 10 years, you're still doing that? You're still working to bring yoga into schools? And it's like, yeah, because, that's what you have to do. If you believe in something and it's your dharma, if it's your mission, you don't just like quit after, I don't know. I mean, it's like a ridiculous thought if you really understand. But this is where Yogi Bhajan says patience pays, because a little bit of fortitude and some patience will give you really everything. So, and in order to really cultivate that, you have to start to see how big and wide time and space really are, and how small our little problems and fears and resentments and, kind of negativity and fear of certain things that in the future that we think might happen and all this kind of stuff. And then with that widening of the birth of your perspective will also be a vibrational shift in you. And that vibrational shift in you creates a different possibility for the future, not just in your family and your personal life, but the future of this planet. Because as I, have been, I think, doing better than Morgan Freeman does in that documentary. I think I'm doing it better. Because that's what you have to think. But he's explaining quantum mechanics and string theory, and he's using a layer cake. And they're taking the layer cake and they're cutting it diagonally and showing you like how time-space is a diagonal layer cake. I'm like, okay, but I think there's better ways of describing. But the point being is where you start cutting the cake now determines the variations of where what we would call the future of the end of the cut of that cake could be. Therefore, your vibrational resonance and your positivity and your frequency and your psychomagnetic field is what we call it in yogic science, but your aura, your kind of what you're thinking about, what you're doing, how you're spending your time, how you're spending your precious word, what you're telling people, your integrity around the word, which is all you have, your action to back up your integrity around your word, how you express your creativity, your love, your art, your passion, how you parent, how you build business, all of these things. How you do that now in the vibrational frequency of this moment, the choices we make, this is what we're doing, this is what we're practicing for, completely determines the variations of what the future could hold. Therefore, any future prophecy about catastrophe or apocalypse or certain types of kind of doomsday or fear-mongering prophecies, those variations are they start to collapse and disintegrate as the now of our vibration and the majority of the planet, our vibration starts to increase. Therefore, those kind of wastelands and apocalyptic prophecies of the future, they can't withstand the vibrational frequency of now, which is creating the variation of what could happen in the future. So let me put it in Back to the Future terms. Marty McFly. He's looking at the picture of his parents. And depending on what happens that night on their date is going to depend on whether the parents end up staying together and the kids get born. That's that's a very very accurate representation of quantum mechanics. So that's why that was a brilliant movie. It's a very accurate representation. Nobody see it? Nobody watches TV. Well, there's a couple of people in here who weren't born then. So we have that issue. What we were saying, was it you, Julian, that you were talking to the millennials and you were saying some movie that like everyone should know and they just went blank with you? It was Charlotte. Charlotte was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Charlotte in our meeting the other day just was like, I don't know. I just feel like Childish Gambino is fake woke. Those are our meetings here at Rama. She's like, I just think it's fake woke. So, you got to get in the lingo and stuff. But there was a movie. It's called Back to the Future. It happened in the 80s. And consequently, I did just see a picture of Ralph, whatever his name is, from Karate Kid. He's 58, and he looks great. What's he doing? Kundalini Yoga. But so in the movie, he's trying to, he's gone, to what we would call the past, and he's he doesn't want to mess up the future, and it's a whole thing. And that representation of the parents, kind of basically, if they don't get together that night at the prom or whatever it was, then the kids aren't going to be born. Well, that's basically what's happening in terms of the vibrational frequency of what we would call the future on this planet, which, consequently, a lot of different interstellar kind of groups are very interested in this planet because this is a dynamic planet. It's much more dynamic than Mars. So don't believe the hype. I mean, Mars it may be, but it's a much more dynamic and livable place than Mars. So we should try to, save it before it's too late. So, I mean, because basically what's happening, a lot of what's happening, we're only hearing this much of it, is that they're, trying to figure out how we're going to live on Mars, because the assumption is that, we're going to totally waste out this planet and not be able to use it anymore. But I'd like to see if we can change that. So, your vibrational frequency today is dependent, you personally, and I think a lot of people feel like they can't do anything. Well, let me tell you what you can do. One thing you can do is you personally can start to vibrate at a higher frequency of compassion, of kindness, of self-acknowledgement, of self-awareness, of community building, of generosity. And when you do that, you start to vibrationally change the variations of both your personal future and also the collective future. And that's just quantum mechanics. That's not some new age kind of spiritual bypassing. That's actually quantum mechanics. So when you do your practice, and when you're vibrating the mantras, or when you're vibrating your muscle tissue, or when you're vibrating your breath, that's what you're doing. You're increasing this wattage. And I said last night, you got to know what's going to happen when you increase your wattage, where your knee-jerk reaction is going to be, because everybody has a knee-jerk reaction when they start to change. And this is why when people start to change, the subconscious patterns come up, and the subconscious mind is very, very accurate, an accurate mathematician. So it's already figured out Back to the Future. Whoa. If you start to change like this, you're gonna, be happy for no good reason. Or you're going to, you're going to start to do the thing that you know that you have to do. You're going to have the energy to do the thing that you know that you have to do. And yesterday, what our work was all about creating the kind of vitality that allows you to receive the virtues of your incarnation. It's not the other way around. It's not because you're a good person, or you're more creative, or you're more, you have, it's not that you have more intelligence or more creativity or more of anything, except the people who have vitality can receive the benefits of their human incarnation. Because this human body has to have vitality to be able to do the things that it came here to do. So we're going to continue to create some of this vitality. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you a practice that you can practice through summer solstice. So we'll do a class that's specific for that. And then we'll be back on June 22nd, which is the day after summer solstice, for a workshop that Friday night. And tomorrow will be my last class, and Shubhapreet's going to teach on Friday and Saturday. If you haven't experienced her class, you've got to come. She's incredible. And Hudmanjot and Shubhapreet are teaching tonight as well. So that's the plan. But you for your own benefit, between now and solstice, a lot can happen, a lot can change, and a major vibrational increase can happen in your personal life, which will make your personal problems seem less and less kind of interesting and important. And then you'll have more energy to do other things, and you'll have the vitality, and that's kind of what we're working on. That's always the solstice kind of marathon between that new moon and whenever we get this, we have like a window, and so the marathon is how much vitality, how much energy, how much kind of positivity and creativity can I cultivate in this kind of 40-day period between this new moon and solstice. So that's what you would need to be thinking about. And then as your energy increases, you have to also be aware of the ways that you're going to trip up. And those are always the same. It's always the same thing. So, just be aware of it and get clear so that you can see that thing coming down the pike before it gets to you. And then you're going to really be able to use your energy well. Okay, do we get that? Is everybody clear on the way that they do the thing? You got to get really clear on it. Like, what is it that you do? And self-pity is a big one. Like, oh, why do I have to do this meditation again? Like everybody else seems normal and they don't have to do their meditation, whatever. Although it doesn't seem like everyone else is normal because everyone else is like going crazy. But, whatever your particular brand of the thing is, or I'll do it later and then you don't do it later, or, your postponement is a way that we do it, like procrastination. What else do we do? Yeah, we get annoyed or angry. Anger is a good one to, throw off the thing. What else? Validate not doing it. How do you validate it? Because you're busy. Yeah, exactly. It's the weekend. I need a break. You know what I mean? I need a break from my meditation. This is just getting too... No, but these are the things. That's good. I think that's a very common one. But these are the things that you should be aware of, because it would be great for you to get a streak of really deep practice between now and the solstice. And any kind of real change that you want to make in your life, it can happen. This is the magical kind of arena that Yogi Bhajan talked about endlessly. These solstices and equinoxes, they're really power times. And now with this transit that happened yesterday, a lot can happen now. So be aware of your pitfalls, and then just, know when it comes up that you can, and I said this yesterday, you can use the thing that you do as a self-psychology practice. So you can, on Saturday, you can be like, it is the weekend, and I'm just going to do a minute of this instead of 7 minutes. So you can use, if you're aware of the thing that is your subconscious pattern, you can use it as a way to befriend yourself. What a lot of people do when they're changing is they try to rail against it, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So you have to befriend the thing that is your kind of particular way that you do the thing that you do, the subconscious pattern of how you trip yourself up when you're changing. And then you befriend it, and then you use it. So it's like, okay, if yours is whatever you watch a bunch of TV or whatever, then you befriend that, and you figure out how to use that as a way to kind of relieve the mind. But then it's like, I'm going to do 7 minutes of this meditation, and then I'm going to watch that program or whatever. John uses baseball. That's his thing that he uses. We call it the baseball nap. He has to take his baseball nap. So, the thing that you need to kind of numb out and, whatever, use it instead of letting it use you. And that's all the game of yogic science, because we're not trying to figure out why you have that pattern. We all know why we have the pattern. And there's nothing, with this major change in the way that we're going to be looking at all of our value set. If you become somebody who can utilize your patterns for a more constructive thing than destructive, then you have a lot of personal power. You become a person who is very powerful on this planet. Okay, so that's the solstice game we're going to play, and I'll give a practice tomorrow specifically for it, and then we'll see what we can do. But if you have any major problem between now and solstice, it can totally turn around. Okay, and you should be thinking that. Just whatever the problem is, you can change it. Between now and solstice, it can completely change and turn around. But just hold that thought. I remember when I was getting a divorce, I emailed Hadi Jiva, and I was like, oh man, this is really hard. He was like, just solstice. That's it. And he was right. So these they give you an amplified experience to be able to shift. So just use this time wisely, and then know the ways that you don't use time wisely, and you let it use you, and how you kind of get tripped up in the day or the week or the month. Like, do some of you have that one where it's like, oh, I didn't do it today, so I just won't do it for another 45 years. So that one's a really common one. It's like, oh, I forgot to do it today, so you know what? Never mind. I'll just never go to yoga again. But that one I hear all the time. That's a very common one where it's like, so I'm really a fan of like, if you miss a day, you just don't think about it. You never think about it. You don't even think about it being a day. Like, what day? I don't know. I don't remember that day. Like, you just totally Control Alt delete it, so you don't feel like you've done something wrong. Therefore, now you're gonna like eat 12 dozen donuts and smoke some crack and like never come to yoga again. But people do that. That's part of the trip up. Okay, so you're gonna get clear on what that is for you, and then we'll get stronger. Let's do a little cat-cow, please. Deep breath. Inhale, Sat. Exhale, Nam. Inhale, stretch up. Roll the eyes up and in. And exhale, pull the navel, squeeze and arch. Inhale. And exhale, press back, forward to the ground, palms together. Inhale, and then exhale and come all the way up. Okay, we're gonna come to our backs. And if you want to or can, you're going to come into a full back bend. If you can't, you'll come into a bridge pose. So feet on the ground, sit bone width apart. Either hands come underneath the shoulders, you're going to press up, or they can come just next to the body, palms down. And come all the way up. Begin to breathe. Now inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. Yogi Bhajan, when he gave this, he said, when our insecurities and the fears attack together, the normal outcome is depression. So insecurity plus fears, and they start to kind of attack your system, your mind, and your body. Creates the experience of depression. More breath, please. Keep pressing the spine up, the lower spine, the pelvis. Fill the lungs, inhaling, and then powerful exhale through the mouth. Good. Now inhale, press up, hold the Mula Bandha, and exhale. And draw the legs back behind you into the pow pose. Now, keeping the left leg on the ground, bring the right toes up to the shoulder stand, or however you can get there. And then you're going to switch and switch. So one leg comes up and the other leg stays down. And you're going to start to do the breath again. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. and cultivate the deepest breath you can here. This is going to kind of get in the edges and the corners of the tissue and the 10 bodies and the chakras, and start to get out the places that are kind of depleted or depressed. Part of the increased pressure on the planet right now, and you're just seeing it everywhere, is the cold depression, the experience of cold depression, that helplessness, the feeling like we can't do anything, the feeling like everything's moving too fast, the feeling like the alienation, the loneliness the technology brings, and all of this kind of stuff. And this is what Yogi Bhajan called the cold depression. So we're working a little bit to get this depression out of the system. And it's not like regular depression. It's not like, oh, I'm depressed. It's actually fatigue, information fatigue, a technology fatigue, a central nervous system fatigue, which can then also show up as an experience of depression. So see if you can just breathe as deeply as possible. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. A little deeper this last 25 seconds. The whole glandular system's getting the kind of depletion out, balanced. And both legs come back into the plow pose. Take an inhale. And exhale and roll one vertebrae at a time all the way down. Good. Now bring the legs straight onto the mat. And at the same time, you're going to roll the right and the left knee away from each other, and then back to the center line. Roll both knees away and then back to the center line. We're going to adjust the low back and the sacrum a little bit. This is a self-chiropractic. So roll the knees away and then back together, back to center. And this should actually feel quite balancing. Yogi Bhajan said when the sacrum is off, the brain chemistry is off. So everything gets kind of weird with the brain chemistry. And so you have a lot of people who sit a lot, very lethargic, and of course, they're experiencing the depression. So it's not a kind of big cognitive leap there. But this is also kind of the postpartum depression situation where the pelvic bones are off and they don't get reset after birth. And so the postpartum depression is connected to this. Breathe and just open and close. Breathe through the nose. legs are straight on the ground, and you're just opening knees and coming back to center line. It's a sacral adjustment. Let the central nervous system receive the information, the adjustment, the whole kind of pelvic basin can align here. Now inhale, put the arms 90 degrees, so like you're reaching up to the ceiling. And then you're going to exhale, and you're going to inhale, one leg kicks up, and see if you can grab the toes, and then with both hands, and then exhale it down, and then try to grab the toes on the other and exhale it down. If you can't, you're just trying to. And if you can, you're going to massage the toes for a moment and then release them. Quickly massage and then release. You're stretching the sciatic nerve, getting the brain functioning, brain chemistry balancing. Powerful breath. Inhale, exhale through nose. It's a subtle adjustment, but this is for the brain chemistry. Good. Now both legs come down to the ground. Just take an inhale. And exhale. Now you're going to begin to flop around on the ground a little bit. So I think we did this yesterday too. This is very rejuvenating for your nervous system. And it's very tonifying for the whole blood, body, organ, joint. But you got to do it better than you're doing it right now. You really got to flop. The head, the hips, the arms, everything flops, flips, flops, flips. It's like a seizure. And you let the body kind of be intelligent. You're not really controlling it. Just let the body tell you what needs to kind of flip and flop and move. But vigorous. You should sweat. If you're doing it right, you're going to sweat in the next couple of minutes. Said it's like a popcorn popping. Good. Go harder. In about 45 seconds, we're going to turn around and do the same thing on the belly. So just go. Break up the patterns of the body. The head, the head, the head. The brain needs the massage just as much as everything else. The hips. Good. Now draw the knees to the chest, rock and roll, and come right onto your belly and do the same thing. On your belly. We have less time, so just go for it. And jump, jump, jump. Move the digestive organs, move the butt, the hips, the head, the arms, the back of the heart, like a fish in a frying pan. Which I don't know where we got that metaphor. It's a yogi bhajan. A little harder, 25 seconds.
Om Namo Gurudev Namo.
Good. Now inhale and exhale. And now you just relax, cheek on the ground. Let the nervous system receive the benefit. And go to sleep. back to the child's pose. Inhale. Exhale and come all the way up. And come sit in easy pose. I'm going to do a meditation, Yogi Bhajan called the meditation to do when you don't know what else to do. And it's one of the meditations he gave for this kind of period on the planet that will help you to get your brain in the right pattern to handle the pressure of this time. And also not just handle it, but to really thrive. So the hands are going to be, the fingers are at a 60-degree angle from each other. So you interlace them and you put them at about, you see that 60-degree angle? And then the thumb is out and then it's right here, relaxed right here in front of the body. Okay. Eyes are 1/10 open, which means that there's a little bit of a space at the bottom of the lid, and then they're rolled up and in to the third eye point. We're going to use this mantra, Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Kariyang Nirname Akame. We'll get into a rhythm. We'll get into a kind of sound frame. So sit up tall. Inhale. Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Kariyang Niname Akame. 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 Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Kariyang Niname Akame. 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 Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Hariyang Kariyang Niname Kame Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare 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 Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Kariyang Niname Kame 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 Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Kariyang Niname Kame 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 Gobinde Mukande Udare Apare Hariyang Kariyang Niname Kame. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And please bring the palms together. So that you can actually use that, you want to do it right, which almost half the room wasn't doing it right. So it's 60 degrees. The fingers are interlaced, and it's 60-degree angles, so you get the interlock. We started working with this last night. It's called the cross-reference. This creates a strength in you. It's the diagonal force. So it creates a strength in you that's you can't rip a material that has the diagonal. So you're creating that strength in your nervous system. So you want this down at the solar plexus. It's not touching the body. The elbows are relaxed. The thumbs are straight forward. And then you're sitting up tall. And then you can try to chant as fast as you can. So I had to keep a certain, but if you can, you try to go actually faster than what we did in the class. We did it as fast as we could do as a group. But you can go, you can really like get into the thing, and you can do it for a couple minutes. You can do it up, building up through 11 minutes, and then up to 31 if you really are into it. Okay, bring the palms together. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Okay, so that was one of the 5 meditations Yogi Bhajan gave for this increase of energy that's happening, and it will help. These meditations are they're simple, but they're very powerful. So you can, just do a couple minutes of it if you're really kind of freaked out, or if the mind's going haywire, or if you're, scared or anything like that. Okay? Satnam.
Exactly that. And what I did on my meditation with
झरना ऊपर पल जाए दिन सरन सास सास समाली पूरे न सवनी पूरे न सवनी आप सहाय हवा सच्चे दा सच्चा